morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Monday Night Open Wheel Championship, coming to you live this evening from the Nordschleife, aka the Green Hell in Germany. And we have just switched over to qualifying, a 25-minute qualifying session before we go green for the race. And a true test this season, probably, no doubt, the toughest challenge for these guys. This season coming up, this current season 33. And before we get into the nitty-gritty here, let me welcome my broadcast partner here Monday night, Brad Maris. Brad, welcome.
Yeah, I am the nitty-gritty, Al. We know this. So, who else besides NAGP is going to throw 30 drivers in this car out on this track and actually try to run a league race? Who does that, Al? Who's crazy enough to do it? Only NorthAmericanGP.com, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a tough race for these guys. And as you know, it's a very long outlap around this place. We can take a quick look at the track map for tonight's race. This is an actual modified version of the stock layout. So it's without the run into, the GP circuit. So it just turn one cuts right into the Nordschleife. We don't touch the GP circuit at all. So as you can see, 160 turns, about 159 of them I cannot pronounce. I don't know about you, Brad, but we'll do our best here tonight.
Yeah, we know the name. It's the Green Hill, and all the drivers actually know the name, and they're as prepared for this event as they could possibly be. But it's still going to be pretty brutal out there, Al. We're just going to have to see who has come prepared enough to survive. The guys who actually are very prepared are going to have trouble surviving tonight themselves, actually. But it's going to be an interesting event, nonetheless. All I can say is it's a good thing we've had 6 rounds of solid practice in this Ferrari 312 thus far this season, so maybe that'll help the guys out.
And also a quick look at our Spotters Guide. If you're watching on Twitch, there's a link there. You can click on that. Take a look at what car your favorite driver is in. We've got a couple substitutes for tonight's race, guys filling in for others, and some new drivers here. So we're going to run down some different drivers here. We're currently, these guys making their way on the outlap. It's about almost 7-minute lap. Some of the fast guys, 6:58 I think was the best I saw by Samard in practice. But right now, Kevin Kirkbride's the championship leader, leading the field around this track. And his teammate Hefner right behind him. Samard right behind them in third. And Ian Joel Ian's missed the last 2 races. Real life stuff, but he's back here tonight. Still up there in the Drivers' Championship standing for first points for the French connection. Andrew Warner scored some points for the last week.
Yeah, too bad Angelic Cord missing those races, as he usually will over the course of the season. Missed at least a couple 3, but a very solid season up until that point, missing the last 2. So a couple podiums for Angelic Cord, another 5th place. Pretty solid points for that team. It's just too bad he can't quite hang in there for every race, isn't it, Al?
Yeah, it's always been an issue with him. Gets him in when he can. And when he's in, he's usually competing for the win. So. DeGraw looking racy here. He's one of the fastest. I think he's got the fastest, quickest time in qualifying. Not qualifying, excuse me, practice leading up to tonight. So he's looking very quick.
Yeah, hasn't been quite the season we expected to have seen in the past from DeGraw, right? So it started out that, as you might remember, Al, probably like Kyalami got off to a hot start out there, finished at 6th, 5th, something like that. But points have been kind of sparse, few and far between for the rest of the points for the season. So, yeah, sitting back a little bit in the Drivers' Championship this season. Bad wreck at Zandvoort. Oh, horrible wreck out there.
Yeah, that's right. Some technical issues. nice recovery last week, though, after having a no quality. Had a good finish last week. Chris Moses, not the season he is expected to have the first half of the season, but looking to turn things around in the second half.
Yeah, no podiums. I mean, that's wow.
That's kind of a shocker. And right behind him is John Houston, winner last week at Silverstone. And a bit of a surprise, I would say, considering the kind of the dominance between Kirkbride, Samard, Hafner, and Houston kind of taking advantage of some guys' misfortune and really had a great pit strategy last week, Brad, pitting among the last guys. I think Kevin Miller was only the only other guy to pit after him last week, and came out ahead of Kirkbride, who was pitted for the lead. Really hung on and dealt with the pressure until Kirkbride made his mistake and was just cruised it home.
Yeah, crazy race last week. Congrats to John Houston on surviving that event. It was, from a broadcaster's perspective, viewer's perspective, one of the better races of the season, honestly, with all the storylines that happened in that race. So pretty intriguing. That was fun last week.
Okay, so the field making their way down. I'm not even going to try to name the straight, but it's the main straight in the back. Third sector. And we'll see if we can get a glimpse here of the pit entry. Some of you guys are familiar with this track, watching all that. This track comes in to the GP circuit, but it's been modified slightly here. You can see pit entry right there on the right. Don't let it touch the GP circuit, right-hander, and right back into the Nordschleife. So this is the layout they ran actually in 67. So Kirkbride has begun his qualifying lap. His out lap is probably most of these guys' best laps we've seen in practice.
Yeah, it's tough to complete a lap around here. Kind of as Kirkbride throws it off almost in the first corner. So, and that's just how difficult. Oh, don't stop now. No, you've got to keep going.
Yeah,
No. You can't throw away these
time to put a lap in. So
now
too much rear bias there. The rear of the car just turned around on him.
Oh, it's so difficult to control the rear, particularly under braking in this Ferrari 312. But and that you could be right. That could be the case. But now, if he gets stuck behind some traffic, anything could happen. Now he could be completely hosed here. He could get unlucky because these guys are going to have just 1 or 2 laps, timed laps out.
Yeah, you may be able to squeeze in 3, maybe. But you saw Hefner getting some air at, what's that called, flute plots?
Yeah, something like that.
These guys really definitely going to have to lift going into that section of the track, and you can't really carry too much speed into that corner, or else you'll find yourself into the wall. Click on the first sector times, and not showing up just yet. They'll actually register until
first sector time. Hefner is coming up to the first sector split right about now, but you're right, on the outlap they may not show up initially. Yeah, I think it was actually like a 6-minute, 50-second lap we saw from Felipe Samard. That may or may not mean much here in this official qualifying session, right? When you're looking at maybe 2 or 3 laps, then it's hard to get the absolute best one you possibly can. You know how it gets. Got the pressure going, you're focused, and sometimes you just can't quite do it. I mean, look at Zach Hefner. Nobody's better prepared than, Kevin Kirkbride, who made that huge mistake at the second corner.
Yeah, not the spot you want to make a mistake at, especially after you've done that. Gigantic outlap. On board with Samard. This particular corner very tricky. Gotta get your braking right, tiptoe into that corner. Very easy to get the rear of the car turned around.
Yeah, Yeah, Smart, of course, in all kinds of trouble there last week in that crazy Silverstone race. Really recovered to a very good points position last week, and even picked up a bonus point for that pole position. So still solidly second in that championship here is Philippe Samard, looking to cap this thing off. Only 6 races to go.
So Joe LaCour right behind Samard on track, followed by DeGrasse. So these guys continue to run here without a mistake. Chris Moses looks like he's doing well, as is Houston. Phil Vick exited the pit lane, so he must have made a mistake on his lap. But Vick, one of the stars last week. What a tremendous debut he had at Silverstone.
Yeah, indeed. Picked up some great points out there. Just a solid 14 points, and showed some very nice time here in the official practice session before qualifying kicked off, Al. So 6-minute, 55-second lap. That's going to put you pretty far up the grid if you can manage that here in this session.
With Hefner into the carousel. Looks like he was about to throw it off, but managed to get it through okay. See Samard working the wheel quite a bit on exit. Very quick part of the track here, this third sector, or the end of the second sector. This is where you really make up all your time in this track, right?
I think particularly in this Ferrari 312, I mean, you're absolutely right. As a general rule, this is kind of where you are going to gain time on guys who are not quite as confident at this place or know the lines quite as well. Philippe Samard, of course, is going to know them as well as anybody. But this car out, it's constantly moving. So you're turning in, but the rear is getting loose, and so you're constantly counter steering kind of away and into at the same time the corner that you want to try to apex. It's so infuriating how the rear end is moving constantly all the time as you're trying to just balance it right on the knife edge. And it's it's quite a test, particularly in this third sector with all the bumps, because then the car wants to jump around and jump off the track too.
Well, you can see it with Samard on board. He's just constantly sawing at the wheel.
Yeah.
So this guy's shoulders are going to be feeling it for sure.
Well, I told you, yeah, I was thinking about trying to jump in this race myself, but I didn't get clearance from my doctor, Al. You know, I didn't get cleared for the soldier workout.
It is a difficult track. Running here at the start of the season, GT, it's just like constant action. Got a lot of weight. The wheel's kind of stiff.
On your wheel, yeah.
It's just motion. Definitely feel it. All right, so these guys, after completing this lap here, there you go, an out lap and a flying lap. It's going to give you about 11 minutes in change. So these guys will be able to get another lap in. Hefner's going to clock in. Should take the visual pole. Dropping out around 181 mile an hour. Start finish line is right about there. He is, the visual pole. Samard takes that away quickly with a 6:59.38. Let's see where Joe LaCour ends up. Joe LaCour to fourth. DeGrasse jumps up to second with a 51.5. Moses still has to complete his lap. And 6:57 for Houston. And Moses get it wrong there in the final corner. He did. And that's going to be a 7:09 for Moses. Phil Vitt on and out lap. So David Zahn looks like he's got a little wear and tear on the side of his Ferrari. Looks like he made some contact somewhere, but he is I believe it's his second race this season. Came in as a filler for tonight's race, Brett.
Yeah, I came in to a couple of the early events and then has taken some time off, and now, as you say, in a fill-in role for somebody, I can't remember who.
Well, I gotta say, from the races he has done, he's actually put in.
Yeah.
You know, he has put in his time, and it seems like he's got these cars. I'm not gonna say figured out because I don't think anybody really has it figured out, but seems very comfortable.
He's consistent. Yeah, consistent and safe, and that's what more could you possibly ask for?
Ooh, big hand for Hassan as he's going out on a flyer. Alan Jacobs in ninth with a 7:09.5, but Jacobs, another big story last week with his best finish, finishing on the podium in second. Had a shot at the win, but tremendous result for Jacobs.
Well, he sure did. Was just tough that entire race, and shoot, I mean, was looking like he could possibly have won the week prior to that at Spa. Didn't quite cap that deal off. In fact, him wearing no points at Spa, but came back with a vengeance at Silverstone. Nice run for him last week.
Tom Watson on a flyer here. He's currently qualified in fifth, so and pulls it off. But he had a terminal failure last week at Silverstone, unable to finish the race. He's been kind of hit or miss this season in terms of finishing results, but he's looking pretty racy here tonight.
Yeah, indeed. Yep. So Shoes again with just those six points way back there in the third week at Monza. So
yeah, he's definitely had a difficult
yeah.
Tough week last week. Saw him go off last week and turn it around here the second half of this season. Myers in 12th, another unfortunate victim last week. Kind of got taken out, not by his own doing. So going to recover here tonight. Tommy Traskell. He's been among the most improved drivers this season, Brad. I have to say, he's come a long way since when he first started.
Yeah, I think I would completely get on board with that, Al. Absolutely. It's I think some of his results have frankly been pretty surprising.
So coming to top 10s, I think.
Yeah, coming away with solid points the last three races in a row. They're at the Zandvoort, Spa, and Silverstone, and those as tough tracks as they possibly come. No, he's looked very consistent, and more than that, recently he's looked very safe, which in the past has been a problem for him. Let's face it, but looking good now.
Carter back firmly in 15th. Tough stretch this season. He's had a number of DNS last week at Silverstone, but these guys manage here tonight.
Yeah, I think it's just lack of practice for Chuck. I don't think he's able to get enough in right now, Al.
Kevin Going, newcomer here tonight, making his debut. Was actually looking quite quick in practice. And filling in for Kevin Lemansky. But Kevin, don't know much about him. Don't know what to expect. Talked to him briefly the other night. Seems like a nice guy, and hopefully he does well here tonight. Kevin Miller now sets his personal best, moving up to ninth with the 7:01.1. So we'll see. That's good enough for ninth here in Parsons. Moved up to eighth. Hefner is completing just about 5 minutes, 5:45 left in this session. This is a quick qualifying session here for these guys.
Yeah.
Trying to get a lap in. I mean, I don't know. I mean, how important do you consider qualifying here? Because generally, I'm not one that does put in a quick lap, but that's just me.
You know what, Al? In these particular cars, if you if you're one of the guys that plans on trying to contend for this win, okay, Samar, DeGrasse up there, Hefner, Jolicoeur, Kirkbride, Houston, Parsons, you want to be at the front, actually. It's pretty important in these particular cars because you just can't hardly race them. And so otherwise you're stuck waiting for the guy in front to make mistakes, right?
Yeah.
If you're somebody like Moses, back down there in 13th, well, you're really kind of hosed, right? Other than that, no, not such a big deal.
So Hefner is closing up to the end of his lap here.
Yeah, and is he going to take 3 laps? Because otherwise he's done. This is it.
This would be game over for him.
But
1.2 seconds off in the second sector.
yeah, he stayed out there. Everybody else dove in. He stayed out for a second lap. I'm wondering if he's going to take 3.
Yeah, looks like he is. He is.
Interesting.
He's improved to second. So that's a good lap for him. Let's see. DeGrasse, Jolicoeur, they're on out laps. They have, as is Wathen. Rick Bride is on a flyer here, so he is now into the third sector of the track.
Oh,
and he spins it again. Ouch.
Broadcaster's
Ouch.
curse now. Strong.
Yeah, he may want to.
He's hosed.
Feeling it out here. He
Yeah.
does not have suspension damage, it seems, so he's going to try and make his way around and try and get a better lap in.
Well, he'll have damage though. It will slow him down.
All right, so Houston up to 7th, Parsons 8th, Miller, like we said, in 9th. Miller, another nice first half of the season for Kevin Miller. A great season last season. Continues to show well. Jesse Olsen has just improved. He's jumped up to 10th. Draskell to 12th. Let's see, Jacobs is back there in 14th. He's on an out lap. Chris Moses looks like he is on a flyer now. He's back in 16th. He keeps getting pushed back here. So he's looking to put in a quality lap here in this final attempt for him. Myers is parked and he's done. Chuck is on an out lap. Going is, looks like he is, I'm not sure what he's on. Gary Roth in the pits in 20th. Phil Vitt, another guy looking to get a lap in here. Where is he? He may 2 minutes and something left. He may just make it to.
Oh yeah,
a flying lap.
Yeah, he hasn't got a lap in yet either. Oh boy.
Matt Taylor back at 22nd. Yeah, another guy carrying a little bit of weight here for some being at fault for the incident last week at Silverstone, so carrying 20 kilograms of ballast. Brian Story in 23rd. He has parked it. Sean Rickman in 24th, and he is closing up on a lap, which he'll have one more attempt here. Okay, so Bard is up big in the first sector. Mascarelli is 25th. Jake Bruce, 27th. Peter Burke is yet to set a time, nor has Miller. So.
Oh man. Yeah, so Phil.
In sector 1.
Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, Phil Vitt smacked the wall here, so he could improve because he's so far back. He can still bang off the wall and jump massively here in terms of, but that's going to hurt him. And a lot of those guys, Will Taylor, find a way to get up a claw at the leaderboard. Chris Moses back there. Oh boy, tough laps, important laps for those guys coming.
Yeah, these guys put in so much time here that in practice, once qualifying, it's almost like some guys just push a little too hard. You just have to be patient. Just put a lap in. Just get one in. Once you get one in, just then go for it.
Yeah, it's the problem is it's so difficult on this track, even just to get one in. I mean, you're right, of course, and then you know, maybe not everybody's trying to do that. Some of them are, but man, it's so difficult. It's tough, man. The tough track to drive in these cars. I'm just saying.
Looking racy. He is got a shot at pole here, depending on what Samard does. But Samard also looking very quick. He was the quickest tonight.
Yeah, turning in a lap pretty close to the lap that he has right there, right now for that provisional pole at a 650.9. But I find it so interesting. Zach Hefner, he decided to go out with 4 laps of fuel, and he's going to run it dry and with 3 timed laps. And right now, he's looking better at this point than he did last lap through the second sector. So who knows? Maybe he can improve some more.
Yeah, pretty smart play there from Hef. I think this is I believe he's definitely better in the second sector. I know I saw that. He might have lost a little time in the first, but definitely lighter on fuel. We'll see how he ends this lap. Joe LaCour with a nice first sector. So time has run out. So these guys will will be able to complete this lap. And we may, DeGraw with a nice second sector. Samard lost a little bit of time in sector 2.
Yeah, lost a little bit of time to himself and that best lap, and DeGraw is only a tenth off of that second sector time. So, yeah, these guys toward the front looking pretty racy, and you're absolutely right. They have laps banked, right? So they can push a little bit now, and we're seeing it.
Let's try to see where Moses was. He is completed the second sector, so he lost a bit of time. Well, first and second sector, but he still may improve here. He should improve. Is now on to the back straight. Very, very long. My favorite part of the track. You can have a drink, put it on autopilot, go to the bathroom, come back, and you're good.
Yeah, just as long as you dial it back for that tricky last quarter, the tough last complex, yeah.
This is just a hang-on type of situation going into these last couple of quarters. Just close your eyes and pray and do your own thing.
Hey, I'm actually pretty impressed with Joel. Oh boy!
Goes the provisional pole backwards across the line. So a nice finish there for Hefner. I expect this to be the cliffs right here. By Samard as he comes to the line, and barely takes it away from Hefner. DeGraw's got a shot here. That's only about 5 tenths between Samard and Hefner. Ooh, on the steer, DeGraw out the provisional.
Oh!
And he clips.
Wow!
Samard, very impressive. You see the gap, 237 between him and Samard. That's a testament to Samard. DeGraw, he put in a lot of work leading up to tonight.
Wow, that's got to feel good, Al.
Definitely does. Moses, he has improved, so he's up to 6th. As Carson's improved as well to 5th. Joe LaCour, he is on the main straight now. Kirkbride,
he got another flyer in somehow.
Yeah, he did. He had a second carousel.
I don't know how I guess maybe I wasn't paying attention to where he was on track. Okay, good. Yeah, he needed it.
Yeah, he certainly did.
Boy, talk about pressure though around this place on your last lap with no do-overs at this point. I mean, 8th is not too bad.
Big slide. This guy's struggling through that final corner into the main straight. Yeah. Joe LaCour improves his time, but his not improve his position. John Watson. Oh, Watson's got a pretty good lap going. Nearing the second carousel.
Now Watson coming off onto the back straight. That's an impressive time by Ian Jolicoeur, really. We can't imagine he's had that much practice here on the track with the car combination, so that's very impressive.
So Kirkbride with 40 kilograms of success ballast. Lost a little last week, but shaky qualifying session. Oh! And Kirkbride.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, yep, up to fifth. Improves his time, so nice job. Him, John Watson now, he could actually jump up here. This is going to be an impressive lap for Watson.
Oh, nice last corner. Well, almost last corner, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he picks up the spot, bumps Moses down in position to 8. Qualifies his nemesis, Chris Moses. And Sean Ricker, the last guy to act. The last guy. He's about to close out this lap.
How about Watson beating out, in addition to Moses, beat out John Houston as well, Kevin Miller,
yeah,
Matt Taylor.
Back in 14. Tough showing from Taylor. So Ricker jumps up to 10. He qualifies his teammate. Wilson puts him down to 11.
59.2, not too shabby a lap, pretty good.
So the top 3 separated by under a second. But that whole time from the crowd, very impressive. Great job by him. As this session has come to an end. These are all done. There are some guys on track, but the session is. I don't think anybody's on a flyer any longer.
Yeah, it should automatically switch over though, right? Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, what a fantastic, I don't know if anybody else in this broadcasting booth know what it feels like to snatch that nasty pole position from the rest of the grid, but it's got to feel so good for Marc DeGraw. Especially, time winding down, a lot of struggles really, frankly, throughout the season for DeGraw, and what a early victory for him in this 7th race of the season.
Carson is on a flyer. I'm not too sure. He may be. Did he start one, Brad?
I don't know, Al, frankly. I don't know. Maybe.
Alright, so we'll see what happens here.
Where is he at on track? Is he in the second set, coming up to the carousel?
Yeah, coming into the carousel.
Yeah, maybe. So he's, a little over about 4 minutes along, I guess, so yeah, maybe. Like Parsons holding up the show, wants to enjoy the spotlight.
We'll not see
oh, there's no sector time though, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, finally switched it over there. All right, so that does it. Marc DeGraw with his first pole position of the season, out qualifying the qualifying dominator of the season, Philippe Savard, by not much, just over 0.2 of a second. Very impressive showing for DeGraw. So we got about 4 minutes before we switch it over to the race. And I'll tell you what, Brad, this is one of these races that is going to be a matter of survival. And I wouldn't go by these qualifying times. To me, this doesn't mean anything at this track. It's just you're almost racing yourself here. So just try and finish. Don't make mistakes. You're going to have a good run. You're going to finish well.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that the farther back you are, the more chance there is of somebody making a mistake in front of you and taking you out, where it's, no fault of your own. But no, you're absolutely right. Aside from that, it is just a matter of survival, and it's not even survival of the fittest. It's just survival. you try to survive against the track. But Al, it's really difficult. I mean, it's tough, man. This track.
It is, and we'll soon find out what happens here momentarily. We're going to run down the point standings really quickly. So, in the Drivers' Championship, Kevin Kirkbride leading with 111 points, followed by Philippe Samard in second with 98 points, Zach Hefner third with 93, and fourth is Matt Taylor with 67 points, and fifth, tied for fifth, Ian Jolicoeur and Aaron Parsons with 63 points. In the Team Championship podium hunters, that's Hefner and Kirkbride lead with 204. The French Connections, Ian Jolicoeur and Philippe Samard are second with 166 points. T-Brock Dan Bam, John Houston, Aaron Parsons in third with 120. Captain Clutch, Matt Taylor and Mark DeGraff fourth with 106. And the Taxi Service has jumped up to fifth with 65 points. That's Alan Jacobs and Gregory Myers. Mr. Consistency has not been all that consistent these last few races, suffered a few DNFs, so he's going to have to turn around this second half, Brad.
Yeah, you know what, though? Taxi Service, Gregory Myers, Alan Jacobs. Look, we've seen that kind of Jacobs. Look, what if that team actually gets together and does something next season? I could see that being a possible wild card team, Al. Greg's consistency and Jacobs' possible speed and podium finishes, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, if Jacobs can wrangle Greg out on the serve a little more often during the week, get him a little more work, he could be right up there, even higher up in the standings. Let's run down the starting order for tonight's race. It's going to be a good one here. Mark DeGraff, your pole sitter here for tonight's race at the Nordschleife. Nice feather in his cap for him, taking first position here, pole position, followed by Philippe Samard, two Canadians on the front row. In third, Zach Hefner out of the U.S., followed by Ian Jolicoeur in fourth from Canada. Kevin Kirkbride is going to start fifth, your championship leader, also from the USA.
And now from Australia! Aaron Parsons takes sixth. John Wathen, nice time for him in seventh. Chris Moses takes eighth. John Houston, another Canadian, in ninth, with countryman Sean Richter starting in 10th.
Jesse Olsen from the U.S. in 11th. Kevin Miller, another Canadian, in 12th. Alan Jacobs going to start in 13th out of the U.S. In 14th, Matt Taylor, also from the U.S. And in 15th, Kevin Going.
Thomas Schubeck.
Undisclosed.
Country unknown. Thomas Schubeck is not from the U.S. He's from Southern California. Parzo is Joel Ekman started 17th. Traskell 18th. Zahn 19th. Myers 20th.
In 21st, Phil Vitt from Canada. Very disappointing start for him. 22nd, Chuck Carter from the U.S. Gary Roth from Canada. 23rd, Story. Ryan Story, 24th, also from Canada. And Lou Mascarelli going to start 25th. The U.S.
Yeah. Feemster is going to start from, whatever that flag is. Peter Burke is going to start, there too, along with Omar Gomez, and that's it.
And we are about to go green here from the Nordschleife, and we're away. Mark DeGraff leading the field into turn one. Purple helmet drivers takes it off, but gets it gathered back up.
Schubeck into the Armco early.
Make the way up into flood plots or whatever it's called. There, some more than others. Looks like a pretty decent start here from the field, Brad.
Yeah, so far.
Right side by side. Oh, that's Jolicoeur and Kirkbride. Cholicourt looking on the outside of Kirkbride. Oh, amazingly, Cholicourt gathers it back up. That was very, very close.
Unbelievably close.
On board with John Watson. I don't know if there was some contact, Brad, there.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, there was.
Okay.
Oh, Ricker off and back on. Ricker, excuse me.
Takes it off.
Oh, he didn't hold on. Watch out, field behind Chuck Carter. Oh, no!
Oh, Chuck Carter's got to turn around. Gomez gets by okay.
I think it's basically just Burke that got caught up in that.
Oh, he gets by all right.
Uh-oh. Somebody else is on. Oh, Traskell, Vitt. Kevin going.
On board with Vitt, looks like he's running okay. Going. Back in 18th. Might have some suspension damage. Nope, it's okay. He's just slowed it up.
Yeah, he's banged off a few walls, so he's got some damage, but yeah, suspension looks okay. Trying to get out of the way.
All over the back of Saban here to start this first lap at the Nordschleife.
Boy, now if you're one of these guys, all the way back, well, I guess any of these guys in the top 7 or 8, just how much do you push right here, especially for the top 3, because there's a definite risk reward type situation going on here for these guys.
Carousel for the first time.
Leaders, 2/3 of the way through the first lap, no retirements out.
Really putting the heat on Tom Traskell, desperate to get by. And this is not an easy place to get around people here. It is, most of this track, it is very difficult. You gotta really wait for someone to make a mistake before you can bounce.
Now the mistakes will be coming. These guys have behaved as well as they're possibly able to. Oh, Omar
couldn't. Is done. Davidson up to 15, putting the heat on Joel Eckert. Meanwhile, further up, Kirkbride, Joel Smart, Morrison. It is very tight. 1 through 8.
Yeah, I would say starting somewhere around the second lap, they cross the line for the second lap, we're going to start to see guys begin to overcook it a bit, and then mayhem will ensue. But I have to say, I'm very impressed here so far. Things are looking great. Pull Phillip! Oh! Almost death. Oh, way wrong. Bicycled it a bit coming over that jump.
He's gathered it back up. Man, this is going to be interesting down the straight here. We may see 4 abreast.
Yeah, these cars do pick up a bit of a tow, that's for sure. You wouldn't think so, there's no aerodynamics on them, but they do manage somehow to pick up a tow off each other. And for Zach, it looks like it's going to be one heck of a tow.
He's going to have the legs. We've seen guys get around and then get repassed here, Brad.
Yeah, we have. It's not going to be quite as likely in the...
And Joe side by side. Kirkbride unable to get past. Oh, Samad takes it a little bit wide, but luckily keeps it off the wall.
Oh, he's had a few close moments, has Philippe here. Looking strong. Yeah, looking strongest of the entire field in the third sector there in that week of practice. But shaky that time through the first sector, third sector.
Yet unable to power past Traskell down the back straight.
Quickly into the pit lane is Phil Vitt, so he wants to get that damage repaired, I guess, whatever he's got.
In terms of strategy here, word is you can get 7 laps of fuel out of a full tank. This is scheduled for 10. We've got some close action here further back between Rock, Ricker, Shebeck, Story, and some others here. Kirkbride there. Oh, Jolacora a little slow. This may give Kirkbride a run.
Yeah, but how do you make the move though? If Jolacora wants to block it, oh! Yeah, that may not even have been a block. That just could be the car moving around.
How there wasn't contact there is beyond me. There may have been.
Shockingly close. I'm not even in Kirkbride's seat, and you know, that changed my underwear. Holy cow!
All right, so going back, Watson here continues to press, giving Parsons the business. Oh,
yeah.
Watson, keep it together now. That thing is really showing a lot of loose there going to this section, but he's gathered it back up. Yeah,
look, you can see Samard and Jolacor ahead and Kirkbride, right? Parsons and Wathan right behind there. You know, those guys aren't pulling away because they're being so careful. Every time we go on board, it doesn't look like they're being that careful, right? so that's how difficult this car is to drive. They're being absolutely doing everything they possibly can to keep it on track and still barely able to do it.
A little further back here, Kevin Miller. Giving Joel Ekman some heat here. Unable to get by David Zahn and Tom Traskell running set 12 to 13. They are very tightly, closely matched.
Oh, Zahn! Oh, bad luck!
Oh, yes, Zahn has turned it around. Oh, someone else. Looks like Kevin Miller was involved. Traskell.
Yeah, Traskell had a half spin, had to slam on the brakes to avoid spinning, and Zahn had nowhere to go but to hit him, so not Tom's fault there. Oh, Ekman, oh no! Wow, that was close.
Yeah, I'll say. These guys. Oh, meanwhile, up front. Mark DeGraw leading by 2 seconds with 1 lap in. Oh, he takes it off and hits the wall. Looks like he dodged a bullet there, but no doubt took some damage, and that's allowed Hefner to close up on DeGraw.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get the draft opportunity here. Looks like, yeah, so didn't quite work out. That was a narrow escape. I assume DeGraw is not going to have more than, you know, a bit of side pod damage. But, yeah, that is perhaps a flat-out corner. It's very close in qualifying trim, you know, without the fuel. But with the race pace, could have cut him out there a little bit. There is usually a bit of a lift required. happens. We missed a couple good boom opportunities. That's all right now. We'll live.
Sorry. Back in service. All right, so McGraw trying to hold off Zach Hefner after that little bit of a bobble that saw him tap the arm go. He's commenting on his 2-second lead, and that has gone away. So it's now 3/10 of a second as we are now into the third sector here, and Hefner nearly throws it around. Hefner can stay tight to the back of him. He's going to get a run on him down the back straight.
I cannot believe the top 7 here are covered by 6 seconds. I'm flabbergasted. I can't believe it. And if you told me Watton, running the third lap of the race was going to be in 7th, I would have told you you're full of crap. But here he is, and he's running right there, and he's looking as good as anybody. And speaking of, you know what? It was actually Moses right behind him, wasn't it? So Houston at some point.
Of the leader.
Yeah, and Taylor has made the big move up. So Matt Taylor there in 10th has come up from whatever that was. He was 15th, 16th, something like that.
With 4/10 as they enter the the back straight.
Yeah, you can see some action here. DeGrasse. Looks like he's
now rockets past his teammate. I wonder if Samar's done some damage.
Yeah, Joe LaCour was looking a bit faster than Samard, wasn't he?
Uh-oh. Side by side through the kick. And DeGrasse is going to hang on to it. So it's now Joe LaCour up to 3rd. Good job by DeGrasse hanging on to that lead. So the damage doesn't LaCour in that top end.
No, it didn't seem like
made it around.
Wow.
Parsons.
Holy cow.
Of course, that's fast lap.
Yeah, sorry about that, Al. That pass must have happened there on the straight, Wathan getting past Parsons, huh?
Yeah, I think that's where it was. So, Samard allowed Joe LaCour pass. He may have some pace on these guys up ahead. So, Joe LaCour is getting to work here. He's right on the tail of both DeGrasse and
I think Joe LaCour does have pace. The question is, how much of a risk you take if you are Joe LaCour. You can have all the speed in the world, but if you don't have a clean opportunity, you don't have a clean opportunity.
Over the left, very dangerous part of the track to make a move. He's going for it side by side, and he made it stick. Joe LaCour now up to 2nd. Hefner, no doubt, thinking to himself, I can't believe he's doing it. He ain't going to do it. He's doing it. And he had to lift and give, you can see that position to Joe LaCour.
Yeah, it was either that or wreck them both, of course. So good choice.
So Hefner now drops back to 3rd, and it's up to Joe LaCour to see if he can get around our leader, Mark DeGrasse. Amazing start to this race. And look who's closing up on this battle is John Watton.
Yeah.
And Watton just threw it off.
No!
Just threw it off. And he got back on track.
Yeah!
He's good. Wow.
What a save!
Nice save from Watton.
Oh, wow!
Cost him maybe 2 seconds, but maintained that position, and wow, he is good to go.
Yeah, I'm shocked. The grass was just sticky enough while he was on that brake to hold it up.
Here chases down Mark DeGrasse. So back onto the pit strategy I mentioned. 7 laps go roughly on a full tank. So mention that blistering could be an issue here, so we may actually see some guys opt for the tire change. But something tells me that is not going to be the case for these guys up front. I don't think we'll take that risk and lose track.
Well, I suppose since we haven't seen many retirements, I mean, if we see a rash of retirements and there's suddenly big gaps that open up behind, you know, maybe for safety's sake it's worth it, but I think you're absolutely right with boy, they're running so close together, those top 5 guys. I'm pretty astonished that they managed to hold those gaps so close.
And DeGrasse takes it wide. Took it wide, but Joe LaCour unable to get around. Unbelievable. 1, 2, 5, just lost the tail. 3 laps. That's an incredible showing here so far tonight.
It's pretty ridiculous.
DeGrasse is very lucky, very fortunate to be in the lead at this point. He has given these guys a few opportunities.
Yeah, pretty solid opportunities. I mean, hey, after all, he did smack the wall in like the fastest part of the course, more or less, so probably lucky to even be out there running it at all, let alone in the lead. So you're absolutely right. This back straight could prove to be very interesting.
On our top 5, DeGrasse is the only driver of the top 5 yet to win a race here on Monday night. So he's gotten 1 pole, I believe, last season, so 1 or 2. He is no doubt position here. Potentially win a race, and the nerve factor, by this point, should be quite comfortable. I was in the same situation last week on Thursday. Once you settle in, and I used to bleed the field. It's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that's true. The only problem is that the nature of this course is a bit different, though. Yeah, honestly, you almost can't even worry about the guy that's behind. You kind of assume, well, there's not really a good opportunity to pass unless I make a mistake, and so if you make a mistake, then you kind of glance up and you be aware, but otherwise you got to focus ahead, make sure you hit your marks.
Closer than Hefner was last time by.
Yeah, I think Joe LaCour is going to have a pretty good opportunity here, Al.
That's a nice exit from DeGrasse. Joe LaCour, not so much.
That was a slide.
Yeah,
that was a
bit of a slide. Hefner may have a run on Joe LaCour. So Hefner's going to swing out wide and take over second. Joe LaCour is going to tuck in behind him and may try and repass it, which is something we see often here. Oh, a little grass. Hefner nibbled the grass there on the outside, and Joe LaCour back past.
And it's Kirkbride going past Samard. Samard was not able to repass after Kevin Kirkbride's draft move.
Unbelievable pace among the top 5. DeGrasse improves his time. Fast lap of the race so far is Joe LaCour with a 56.1. He is he's the one other guy that Hefner, Kirkbride in the 56s.
Yeah, it's impressive pace. I mean, we know that he has not gotten nearly as many laps as basically all the guys that are driving around him. So it's amazing pace.
The way that are running order as we start lap 4. It is Mark DeGraw leading the field first, followed by Joe LaFord in second. You see the gap there between the top 5. Hefner in third, Kirkbride running in fourth, Samard in fifth. John Watson, he's actually picked up some time. He's back in sixth after a near death. Parsons running in seventh. He's beginning to pull away from Parsons, which is remarkable. Eighth, John Houston, last week's winner. And ninth, about 5 seconds off of Houston, is Chris Moses. Matt Taylor running in 10th. So puts a wheel off. Jesse Olsen back in 11th. Kevin Miller in 12th. Kevin Going, making his debut here tonight, running in a solid 13th. Alan Jacobs running where he started at 14th, unable to make up any ground. Sean Ricker running in 15th. Thomas Schubeck in the final points paid position in 16th. David Zahn has just made a mistake and was in 17th, but has now fallen back. So Tom Traskell has taken over the 17th spot. Greg Myers in 18th. So Zahn, he is in 19th. Gary Ross running in 20th. Vic has pitted. He is in 21st. Peter Burke in 22nd, followed by Mascarelli in 23rd. Joel Ekman 24th. Chuck Carter back at 25th. And Jake Boots in 26th. Back up front, this is the closest battle on track. It's a battle for the lead. And a bit of a gap between Hefner now and Jolicoeur. I'd say a bit, about second.
Yeah, not quite as tight as they were, but basically still throw a blanket over them, yeah. I got to tell you, as impressed as I am with these top 5, I'm impressed with the entire field. I'm so glad to have been proven wrong to this point. I mean, I thought it was going to be absolute disaster and mayhem. So I just, hats off to these guys, because this is a really difficult test. These guys are all prepared. They're ready for it.
Right on board with Joe LaFour. You saw him work his way through those corners. He's constantly fighting the wheel. These cars are just difficult to drive. And the fact that we saw him 26 compared to the last few weeks where,
that's what I'm saying.
You know, lap 2 at Spa, we had half the field basically.
I mean, I'm not even joking. As difficult as Monaco was, this probably could even be even more difficult because the higher speed, right? The higher speed nature of some of the corners and how the car gets upset going over the corners. The counter steering while trying to steer the other direction is a real thing. Oh well, there's Miller, so that's one more out. But nonetheless, these guys are doing a great job.
Yeah. So Kevin Miller out from. There. So DeGraw, a little bit more breathing from here, not much.
He's looked quite a bit more settled, Al. I mean, he just hasn't been. I've been actually on board with him and looking up ahead at Mark, and Mark has looked much more settled. Has not made the same type of. He has had little slide mistakes here or there, but much cleaner this lap.
John Watson now running on his own, I should say, in 6th. He's got 4 seconds up on Parsons. And he is just another 5 seconds off of Samard. So this is going to be a big night for John. And, you know, granted, the way these guys are driving up front, they've
got a ways to go. but yeah, absolutely. He's looking great so far. Huge counter steers, just corner after corner. I don't think Parsons has weight either.
No.
So, you know, I mean, at least, you know, Houston, Moses, those guys have got excuse. I mean, Moses even has Penalty bells.
Whoa, it's DeGraw with a little bobble. Joe LaCour looking to take advantage, and he gets around. He gets around DeGraw at one of the most difficult parts of the track. Now DeGraw, what can he do here? He's only a couple tenths off of Joe LaCour. Joe LaCour's car was very fast down the straight. DeGraw with a nice exit here. He's going to be tucked under behind Joe LaCour. And he may get a run, but Hefner looking to get a run.
Yeah, honestly, Hefner and Kirkbride have looked the fastest coming down the straight.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And Hefner's going to rocket past Joe LaCour, moving to the lead. And Joe LaCour, three passes down the straight. You're kidding me. DeGraw, nearly got around both of them. Had to check up. Hefner now in the lead.
That was incredible.
That
Joe
was
LaCour.
one of the most amazing things I've seen at the Nordschleife.
Yeah, Joe LaCour and DeGraw were saved only because DeGraw slid onto the grass. Otherwise, Joe LaCour would have crushed him. So it was lucky they both slid, and Mark DeGraw went off into the grass and was still able to save it. Incredible. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Right word. And now Joe LaCour tucked under the back of Zach Hefner. Working lap 5. Is now into the pits from 10th. Is pitted. I believe he's getting service. I don't think he's parked there. That's just the nature of the pits here.
Yeah, probably just dividing the race.
Joe having a look on the inside again, trying to make the same pass on Hefner. And who's going to give here? Again, Hefner has to check up and concede that position to Joe LaCour. Joe LaCour, your new leader.
Yeah, well, he has been able to chase and kind of focus in on that rabbit in front, has he, and Joe LaCour. And well, that the perspective changed now that he's out front.
Moses is away. He rejoins in 11th. So he should be good to go to the end of the race.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a pretty good idea if you're mid-pack. I mean, why not? You aren't necessarily gaining that much if you take it all the way to lap 7.
Comes out ahead of Jesse Olsen. Oh, makes a mistake, but comes out ahead of Jesse Olsen. And behind his teammate. I think he had a few guys also in the pits. Jacobs, Myers, Ricker, all these guys in the pits. And now the front four has really tightened up again.
It sure has. And Moses, it's DeGraw getting into Hefner.
So, I believe they both kept it off the Armco. Looks like Hefner's feeling things out right now, but he might be okay. That has moved Kirkbride up to 2nd.
Yeah, running 5th to start this event and just kind of hanging out behind those guys. I think Kevin Kirkbride would be more than happy to have finished 5th. Try to drop some weight off that Ferrari machine, but once again he finds himself, back at the very pointy end of the field here, and you don't want to give us the second place if you can possibly help it, because it could turn into another win out.
DeGraw has taken it off again. I think I was muted. And as I was saying, I think the wheels are starting to come off for DeGraw. Suspension looks straight, but he is just overdoing it at this point.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and the wheel does look pretty straight. So I guess the wheels haven't officially come off for him just yet. But yeah, maybe I don't. Maybe it's time to change focus a little bit. Maybe for DeGraw, you'd go ahead and go, okay, well, I was going to take it really deep, but maybe it's time to take a break, come into the pits early. You know, to divide up the race into halves and kind of refocus on the second half of the race a little bit.
Further back, the battle for 90 between Mascarelli and Joel Eckert. These guys are close together here.
Yeah, as you watch that battle, I'll just make quick note. It looks like Parsons has gotten back past John Wathen. So Wathen's wheel looks straight, but Parsons back into sixth. Nice, Ken. Look at that. I think North American GP can close up shop on that generous donation.
Gets it a little bit wrong here, Joel. Nope, he's not going to be close enough to Mascarelli to make a move. The gap up front, thank you, Ken. The gap up front, boy, it was 2 seconds. It's come down a little bit, so I got to wonder if Joe LaCour made a little bit of a mistake there. He's allowed Ferrari to close up here. Samard running in third. Ooh, he's getting going. Oh, he's gone. He is unable to complete this race. Samard now running in third. Hefner 4 seconds off the lead. And DeGraw has sunk back to fifth. 9 seconds off the lead. John Wathen looks like he may have made a mistake, has allowed Parsons to get around him. He'll bit now when he's done. So Wathen now back to 7. And Hefner now really closing up on Joe LaCour for the lead.
Yeah, he is, and I'm thinking that must have been a bit of a Joel LaCour mistake at some point in that first sector. It looks like they're rolling through. Oh no, second sector, third.
Brian's got the legs here to get past Joel LaCour. He should. I don't think Joe LaCour is going to get too frisky with the repass, but maybe. They had a big slide out wide. Did Joe LaCour last time gets a lift? Okay. Whew. Joe LaCour takes the position back.
Yeah, but for Kirkbride to even get that,
and they both
coming
got
in.
into the pits on the lap 5.
Samard staying out.
Staying out. Hefner in. DeGraw, he is staying out. Let's see.
Okay, so
Joe LaCour right behind Hefner in the pits. Kirkbride in the pits. It should be a quick stop. Maybe not. These guys may be changing tires. Joe LaCour away.
it doesn't look like Joe LaCour has changed, but maybe Kirkbride and Hefner have changed.
I believe so. So Joe LaCour looks like he's gonna stick it out with the same set of tires where he had a very quick stop.
Yeah, that's interesting. We'll have to see if that pays dividends or hurts him over the last 4 laps. Obviously, Ian's feeling pretty good with the car. So, and that lead is only going to be an extra 6 or 7 seconds. It's not going to be insurmountable for Kirkbride and Hefner. Interesting. So, and meanwhile, Samard, DeGraw, Parsons, Wathen, all those guys will be saving time in the pits with that fuel weight.
With the fuel burn and less time in the pits to add.
So maybe they'll pick up some time and get themselves back in the mix here.
Samard is now your leader. And he's got open track. He was the quickest driver in practice leading up to tonight's race. So if he can pound out some quick laps here, he could find himself in the lead. He's all by himself. He can find himself in the lead here once he decides to come in. So DeGraw running in second. Parsons not far behind DeGraw in third. Lawton running in fourth. Houston is in fifth. He has yet to pit. Jolaport, Kirkbride, Hefner have pitted. Moses also has pitted, but he has lost a position, it looks like, to Jesse Olsen. So Moses may have had some kind of problem and has dropped some positions. Taylor running in ninth. Does not look like Taylor has come into pit yet. Schubeck has pitted and has rejoined in 12th. Zahn has come in and he is out. He rejoins in the points in 16th. Right behind Sean Rickson.
Yeah, well, it's a nice move back up for David Zahn. Last time we checked in with him, he had just fallen out of the points. So back into that points-paying position always feels nice.
Now Watson DeGraw has made a mistake, and Watson has moved up to third.
Wow. So, yeah, DeGraw looking very shaky over these last... Oh,
Watson!
Oh, no! Oh, God, that was close.
It off the armco, barely. So a little fixated on Watson ahead of him. He locks him up, and Watson, I should say, locked him up. Ekman out.
Oh, boy. They're starting to mount now. Just last lap, we only had middle of last lap, only 4 retirements, like an incredible number, but suddenly about doubled that number over the last lap.
So where is, okay, so he is approaching Samard going into the carousel.
Yeah.
If he does come in this lap, or is he stretching out another lap?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's, we heard lap 7. I don't know if that's the beginning of, or if, you can run a true entire 7 laps, but I suppose if you can, why not? If you're gonna save fuel at this point, might as well save as much as possible.
Joe LaCour came out 6 seconds ahead of Kirkbride. That gap was under a second. That they were running. Actually, close to tail over the pit lane. So looks like Joe LaCour opted not to change tires. Keep an eye on Kirkbride's gap here, see if he's able to make up any time on Joe LaCour.
Yeah, that Kirkbride gap is about right. What we'd expect to see for taking tires versus not. It's about 6 or 7 seconds.
Rothman just 3 seconds off of Parsons. He's running currently in second. These guys still have to come in for a stop in the next lap or so.
Boy, and they are really going to cycle right back. So this is we have quite a chapter to write here, in the final chapter in this 7th race of the season. I'm looking forward to these pit stops coming up.
Interesting to see what Samar's lap here is. It's Hefner's best lap of the race so far. 6:53.3. Samar is yet to get rid of 53 as well. So those are the 2 quickest cars so far this race.
Yeah, and again, they've looked very fast down the main straight as well. I think they have some gearing that's worked out maybe a little bit. Now, it doesn't mean guys still aren't getting good tow and the opportunity to redraft, but they do appear to have the advantage in straight line speed, the podium hunter guys. Yeah, once again, it all comes down to gearing, no aerodynamics, of course, to help you out with that type of situation. But
Samar making his way down the long back straight. Let's see if he elects to come into the pits. He's got 35 seconds up on Joe LaCour, from the lead 1 lap ago.
yeah, and you're right. It is DeGraw now behind Wathan, and he is now really slipped out of possible contention for that win all of a sudden.
Samard is in. Parsons now completing the 6th lap, and what is he going to do? Is he going to come in? Nope, Parsons stays out.
Wow.
And Wathan is coming in, as is DeGraw.
Wow, so Parsons, he's
your new leader.
Parsons has really hung in there. I was going to make note of that. He's really hung in there. So 14 seconds off the virtual lead to Samard.
Houston stays out as well.
And yeah, those guys are going to gain a lot of time without having
Samard overshoots his pit box.
Oh boy, that's not going to help.
Had to back it in. Joe LaCour gets past. Kirkbride also gets past, and Hefner. So Samard losing valuable time in the pits here. He's away. He's going to rejoin in 6th.
Yeah, so he has slipped off, I would say, a little bit off of Hefner, and I'd say that Joe LaCour almost surely did not take tires, now that I kind of see how everything's shaken out. And Kirkbride has closed in, Al.
Yeah, that gap is now 4 seconds between Joe LaCour and Kirkbride. Right there as well. Wathan comes out. He's about 9 seconds off of Samard. So we'll see if Wathan can make it around here another lap. Where he is in relation to Parsons. It's a very important outlap for Wathan.
Yeah, indeed. K-Rod chiming in there on the chat, Al, saying Mike might be coming in a little low. FYI.
All right.
Yeah, so let's see. So Taylor, okay.
Hopefully that's better.
All right, so Taylor's gotten past Wathan. I mean, Wathan was quite a bit ahead of Taylor, right?
Yeah, Taylor looks like has yet to pit, so he's still got to come in.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay, yeah.
And Myers, they're pretty close here. This is 14, 15, and 16. Rickard not quite close enough to Greg to make a move here at the end of the straight. Not sure. Whoa! Rickard closed up tremendously on Greg Myers here going to the end of this straight. See, are these guys coming in? No, they are not. So they are good to go. I know Zahn came in already. These guys are very close to the end. Very close to the end.
Yeah, the closest battle on track. But here at the end of Parsons and Houston's lap, things are gonna tighten up a little bit more toward the front, as we will get some definition on exactly where the gaps are going to shake out for the final run to the checkered flag. And will Parsons and Houston, both those teammates, take tires? Will they split strategy? Don't know, but we're about to find out.
Moses has gotten back past Jesse Olsen. And Moses, who pitted on lap 4, kind of on the outside looking in here. Not sure. I suspect he might have made a mistake or two that has cost him some time, but he is over a minute off of the leaders. Whoa! Zahn nearly torpedoed Sean Ricker. He was all 4 in the air and on the brakes. I don't think you can stop when you're midair, Brad. This is the last time I checked.
Yeah, it's difficult.
As Ricker now looks on Greg on the inside. Whoa, Ricker gets the pass made. You got that on the move. Look at it. Ooh, just caught the tail end.
Nice. Another boom success.
Oh, very close here. Joe LaCour now closing up on John Houston. Houston still has to make a pit stop. But this is gonna be a pretty quick stop for Parsons. These guys are he's got 22 seconds up on Joe LaCour.
Yeah.
Houston, I don't know. Let's check in with that battle here. Not quite close enough where Houston can hold them up. They are approaching the final sector. Well, they're in the final sector now. This could work out for Parsons here.
I don't think he's going to shake out, but I don't think he's going to be able to get in front of Hef, but he might get pretty close to Hefner in sixth, to be running sixth and not too far behind. He may have a shot at him. I don't think he's going to cycle back into the top 5. But it was 14 seconds, so between him and Samard, and so I think he'll pick up time on Hef.
Zahn took it out here with Greg Myers. These guys were former teammates, if I'm not mistaken, last Monday season.
Oh yeah.
So they know each other quite well. Greg doing a good job maintaining his position over Zahn. Meanwhile, Ricker has rocketed away from these guys. So Ricker up at the 14th. What Zahn does here, does he attempt an overtake? He maybe not. No, he's thought about it. He had a run on Greg. That's a very tough spot to make a pass there.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah. Greg just said, okay.
Yeah.
Through playing around. Wait for you to go off and I'll make the pass then. That's what he's thinking. Oh, there it is.
Zahn took it off. Remember a couple seasons ago, JT Lauro made an incredible move on me there. I couldn't believe he's made it stick, but he did. Still bugs me to this day.
Oh, Parsons into the guardrail. In the pit now.
No. Oh, he's got it blocked.
Oh no, his teammate's coming.
Well, he should be invisible here. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Should be invisible. We'll find out here. Oh, we got a block pit lane.
Well, if you're Houston, you can't sit there. You got to hit him.
Yeah.
So just knock him in the front. You can't sit there. You got to go. You're either going to be invisible or you're going to help him out. Yeah, you got to hit him. Go.
Oh, he drove right through him.
I mean, either way, either you drive through him or you hit him. You got to pit. You can't be doing that.
These guys should know that. He's invisible. But Parsons, he can't. He's trying to make a 38-point turn here to get it turned around.
Unbelievable.
Unreal.
I can't lie. I've done it at myself.
Well, that actually, I think Moses got it all wrong one time at Vallelunga, and I was in the same zone pretty early on. Didn't realize he was invisible.
Unbelievable. Well, okay, Parsons is out of it. Damn. Wow.
So that takes Parsons out of contention here for the win. He was shaping up to be, and he still got it wrong. He's unable to get that thing turned around. So, Joe LaCour will be, looks like Olsen, is he coming in the pits now? I'm sorry. So Parsons has finally got it straightened out here and comes in, but no doubt losing a tremendous amount of time. Taylor comes in for his pit stop.
Yeah, and that has cycled John Wathan back up into the 5th place, Al, so 10 seconds off Philippe Samard, but 10 seconds in 5th place.
He is running in 5th. DeGraw not too far behind him. DeGraw has stopped, so he's good to go to the end. And yeah, what was turning out to be a very interesting finish here. Well, at least for Parsons anyway, and for us, has not come about. So 8 laps done. We got 2 to go. Joe LaCour is now your leader by 3 seconds over Kirkbride. He's picked up a little bit of time on Kirkbride. Hefner is now running in third, followed by Samard in fourth. 18 seconds off of Jolicoeur. Not sure if he made a mistake or where he lost that time. Oh, in the pits, he overshot his pits, but still, I don't think it was worth that amount of time, as Jake Beamster calls it a night. John Watson running in fifth. DeGraw back behind him in sixth. John Houston is away, running in seventh, ahead of Chris Moses in eighth. Justin Olson is running in ninth, followed by Matt Taylor. Thomas Schubeck with so far his best run of the season. Whoa, it's Taylor. Gets a mouthful off the ground. Schubeck running in 11th. Sean Ricker. I wonder if Schubeck's got some. Oh, Schubeck with suspension damage.
Running in 11th at the moment is Schubeck.
Ricker closing up quickly on him. He is in 12th. Should take that spot away. That is an incredibly long lap for Schubeck to get service. Myers in 13th. David Zahn running in 14th. Traskell now up to 15th. Gary Roth in the points in 16th, followed by Alan Jacobs back in 17th. Parsons. Oh, I think Parsons has called it. No, I think he's just getting service. He's in 18th. Every time I see Lou, I think MAS. I feel like I want to call him Felipe Massa, but no, it's Lou Mascarelli in 19th and Chuck Carter back in 19th. So, field a little spread out. DeGraw starting to close in a little bit here on John Watson. Yeah, about 2 seconds.
Yeah, DeGraw definitely closing in on Watson. Watson makes a mistake, and DeGraw's really going to close in.
Yeah. See, Watson.
Yeah, that's minor damage, suspension damage. Ooh, Zahn out.
Yeah, Zahn is out. So Watson, what was looking to be one for the memory there for Watson, running so great.
He can still do it. He can still finish in this position, but he's got 10 seconds. But he's running fast, so you just got to pace yourself.
Well,
you can give up 3.
Let's not forget.
Go ahead.
We saw DeGraw.
Yeah.
What race was that earlier this season?
I don't remember, but it was a good like 40%. It was a lot of damage.
He had suspension damage and was making moves and passes on people and finished the race that way. So Watson can figure it out here. He may not be in that bad a shape. Whoa, big slide that he's recovered from. It looks like he's got it going okay. Ooh,
yeah.
Zahn with a Schubeck out. Zahn. Engine failure. Ekman, transmission failure. That's the report from the pit lane.
Oh. We didn't even see any mechanical retirements rearing their ugly heads, so interesting. God, Parsons, for being such an incredible championship winning driver, does he have the most unique and odd screw-ups like you ever see? I mean, who goes out of races the way Parsons does?
Yeah, that was one he's going to want to forget for sure, because that is let's face it, he's had some tough luck this season. Been running well and just had some bad luck at the end of the race tonight included. So he'll be back next week, and no doubt forget about this one and keep pushing here. But that's gonna hurt. He is back in 20th, and looks like he's out of the race. He is done. You mentioned Kirkbride so far, the only driver up to this point to complete every lap so far this season. That is a testament to his driving. His teammate just a few kilometers behind him, a lap down, only due to a late got tangled up with a lap car late at Monaco, but so far this season, after these 6 rounds, Kevin Kirkbride has completed all 266 laps for 1,222.599 kilometers.
Oh boy.
6 races. And Hefner right behind him with 265 laps, 1,219.454. So it's about 3 kilometers off his team. But that's pretty impressive for Kirkbride.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, the guys around here aren't too shabby. They know how to complete a lot of laps. So, in this car, with this car and track combination, right, through half the season, damn impressive stuff. I mean, really kind of above board.
Looking a little further back here, Gary Roth is really close up on Alan Jacobs for 14th.
Yeah, these guys deserve a little time in the sun, no question about it.
So Roth running pretty well right now in 15th. Scored a few points. Even one of these races, but running well in the points right now. But Jacobs really rockets away. So I wanted Jacobs might have made a little bit of a mistake. Allow Gary Roth to close up to him. But field kind of spread out at the moment. We're working lap 9. So Leclerc is now on the start of the second sector.
So a lap and a half thereabouts.
Yep. Yeah, he's got 3 seconds up on Kevin Kirkbride. And Hefner 7 seconds off of Joe Leclerc. So, to my surprise, he continues to lose time on Joe Leclerc. He's around 17, 18 seconds. Now he's back to 21. And just seems to have fallen off the pace here. Joe Leclerc, best lap 6:53.2. He's taken over fast lap of the race over Hefner, who held it more for a few laps.
Well, it was Samard who, of course, started out in front of that pack, in front of all but the Gras or whoever was leading, momentarily, and he slid through those guys. So it was pretty clear early on he didn't quite seem to have the ultimate pace of the top 5. And you're right, a slip back since. I don't think Samard cares. Well, he does care, but. His point situation, he's not going to be hurt terribly by it, of course. So, but it's a little strange to see. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, well, he's going to lose. Obviously, he's going to lose out to Kirkbride and Hefner. Kirkbride ahead of him in the points, but Hefner only a few points back of Samard. So let's see. So Hefner's going to pick up 2 points on Samard should this race, should these positions finish where they are.
Yeah, we certainly have some tough corners to go yet. So really nothing is settled, particularly because really the front 3 are still really damn close. And we've seen the smallest mistake there by Joe Leclerc in front, and Kirkbride will be by in a flash, and that just changed everything. But I have to say, I keep saying that. I said it at the beginning of the race, and I'll say it now too. Joe Leclerc's run is pretty impressive, especially we assume that he didn't take tires. So he's kind of figured out how to run with the blistering at the rear, obviously, and has figured out a way to drive around so it's still pretty fast.
Yeah, or either that, or he's just driving smoothly enough that he's not hurting his tires as much as some of these guys, and sliding them around as much.
Yeah, hard to say how much. I'm sorry, Al. Hard to say how much Kirkbride is really kind of forcing an issue too, right? Because those guys had pretty strong lead podium hunters. Kirkbride and Hefner had a pretty strong lead, and well, they aren't losing very much, if any, right now, with Joe Leclerc and Samard running first and fourth. So don't really have to force the issue, I guess.
All right, so let's check in on John Watson here. He continues to soldier on here with some damaged suspension. And, yeah, you got it right. He is going to be a little awkward for him to get around some of these corners, no doubt. But by now, he must have figured it out. Gap between him and Houston is about 10 seconds. So
still 10 seconds. That's what it was.
Taylor is done.
That's surprising. Boy, yeah. Speaking of teams, Taylor and DeGraw. That's one I personally had circled as making some real noise this season. Just hasn't happened. I hope those guys. Well, I hope they recover to start putting in better results at the end of this season. But I also hope they stick together for next season and frankly just do better. I don't know if they need more track time or what, but they should be able to perform well.
Let's see, so Alan Jacobs, after getting around Gary Roth, he is closed up on Tom Traskell here for 13th.
Boy. He's as quick as anybody on track, basically, in those positions anyway.
Lap 7:04 to 7:10 for Traskell.
That's a pretty big difference. yeah, that's a pretty big difference.
Kirkbride now sets fast lap of the race with a 6:52.1. Kirk, whoa, Traskell!
Oh,
big into the wall. Big into the wall.
Oh, I hope he's okay.
That was his own doing there. Let's see, Roth is going to get by, but Traskell.
It's not 100% straight for Traskell, but it's drivable.
It is drivable, so he's going to keep it going here. He's going to hang on to that 14th position. He's the last car on the lead lap as Mascarelli and Carter are both a lap down. So, nursing it around here at this point as we started the last lap of the race. Joe LaCour, your leader, with 2.8 seconds over Kevin Kirkbride in second.
Yeah, and we'll see if Joe LaCour responds to that gap closing down a little bit, and if that's going to change anything. Nonetheless, pretty stout lap. 52.1 by Hefner there in third, of course, but 53.1 by Kevin Kirkbride in second. That's not too shabby either.
No, not at all. And no doubt Joe LaCour saw that pop up on track and perhaps maybe wondering. It's enough to make Joe LaCour push maybe a little too hard here at the end and force him into a mistake. It's right along with Hefner here, Kirkbride here as he tries to reel in Joe LaCour.
Well, you don't need 2.5 seconds, really. You need about 1.9.
Big lock up there from Joe LaCour.
Yeah, you need about 1.9 seconds back. From the gap as it currently is, heading onto the back straight. You can pick up the draft from there. So that gap not quite as big as it really looks. And it's looking smaller all the time, so maybe Joe LaCour is starting to feel the pressure a little bit. Maybe those the blistering tires finally catching up.
Remains around 2 seconds, sort of dipped briefly. Joe LaCour continues to run well here.
Yeah, well, it's definitely come down. Both guys have taken notice of it, I guarantee you that.
Hefner with
Wathan.
a off. Hefner's killed it. He's done.
Oh no!
Hefner is done. Game over for Zach Hefner. Not sure what happened there, but his night is over.
Well, there you go. Now that changes things all of a sudden.
That moves Samard now up to third. DeGraw to fourth, and Wathan, who is now coming under heat here from John Houston. It was a 10-second lead, now dropped to 2. These guys will eventually get past Hefner.
Yeah, the French Connection picking up 10 points last week over Podium Hunters will now pick up more points.
Hefner's going to have to bring that in. So maybe in a tough spot there. Someone runs wide. He does. I think he was just at a loss at that point. Wondering what the heck just happened.
Yeah, and it was Wathan making a mistake as well, actually, into the Armco. So John Houston has managed to pick up a lot of time, but Wathan did recover, so he has a chance to cycle through to that first spot. It does Wathan. Wow.
Joe LaCour now entering the final, in the final sector here. It's still now under 2 seconds, the gap between Kirkbride and Joe LaCour. I'll tell you what, if Kirkbride can somehow pick up some time here.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't need 1.7. He needs like 1.
It's down to 1.3.
Yeah, take a look at Ian Jolicoeur's car. I think the rears really have gone off here. I don't know 100% for sure if he's taking tires, but regardless, the tires that he's got on the rear now are not very happy, and he's struggling.
Nursing it. Unless he's low on fuel, he's nursing it. Kirkbride could get a run on him here.
We'll take one heck of an exit. Jolicoeur does have maybe just enough time if he gets the exit okay.
Oh, Kirkbride takes it a bit wide, but I think it's going to be Jolicoeur is going to be able to hang on to this position here.
Yeah, I think that'll be the difference, honestly, unless Jolicoeur is out of fuel.
Does not look like it. Jolicoeur cresting the hill. And it looks like this is going to be Jolicoeur's race to win should he make it through this final chicane. And it looks like he's going to get through okay. Just one more corner left. Oh! To negotiate. And he's going to hang on and take the checkered flag with Kirkbride just 8/10 behind him. In second, Samard is, it's Kirkbride's this fast lap of the race, right on the last lap. Samard going to bring it home in third. DeGraw should take fourth, but Walton and Houston here. This is going to be for the 5th position. And it looks like Wathan's got enough here to hang on to it.
Yeah, assuming he can survive the last few corners, John Wathan will survive, but it was literally in survival mode there for the last lap because he really struggled to finish this thing off, hold Houston at bay.
Now it looks like Wathan is gonna perhaps finish in that position. Yeah, so great run by Wathan and hangs on to 5th. Moses coming in, gonna finish 7th, but we got our race winner in the broadcast booth, Ian Jolicoeur. Congratulations. What an unbelievable race you guys had tonight.
Thank you very much, Al.
I mean, you guys, a couple ballsy moves there in the first stint, getting past Hefner there in the first sector really took a lot of commitment from you both times, and good driving from both you guys to to stay off each other. It's a very difficult pass to make normally, and you did it twice in the same race. Just walk us through that. I mean, you had a great pit stop. Suspecting you did not change tires, and how did that turn out there at the end? It looks like you were losing some time.
It turned out pretty good, you know. Hefner and Kirkbride both gave me a lot of room. They raced me hard, but they both gave me a lot of room. And I think Phil had decided he was going to try a different strategy, so he just let me go there mid-race. But I did not expect this tonight. Super pumped for the Saturday guys. That was fantastic. We didn't take tires there at the stop, and yeah, paid off big.
Well, it was a great drive, and congratulations on a win. I'm a little surprised too, because I would have thought you might have had a little bit of lack of practice, which would have hurt you a little bit more here than I thought, maybe otherwise. But I saw you had such a good qualifying run. I'm thinking, well, maybe old Ian's got something after all, because it's a tough car to get around this track. I mean, it's really difficult, right? So how much practice did you get? Obviously, you adapted very quickly if you didn't get much practice in.
It was very difficult. Near the end of the stints, when the car went light, it felt like the tires were going off, but they're still under you once you put the fuel back in. The car had the speed again. Kind of funny, but no, not much practice. Busy weekend. I think I got 5 laps in before the race tonight, and thanks to my teammate shooting me the setup through email last minute, and you just hit the track run, and that was a good setup, I feel, and couldn't be happier, fellas. Fantastic.
Well, Ian, congratulations as you watch the final cars cross the line here. I'm going to bring it next week to your home track, Mosport. I know you love that. Both 2 Canadian tracks, two races in a row. You have Mosport next week on Monday, and Montreal this coming week. I know you love those tracks. How you feeling how you feel going into that race next week?
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I haven't had success like this season yet. I wasn't sure what the old podium hunters there were going to do. They've been undercutting me, or I guess I've been trying to undercut them all season, and it hasn't been working. But when I saw them dive in on the same lap, I was pretty excited. I got to give props to Aaron for a good run there. I thought he was going to take that win. He's magical around here, but looking to next week, we'll see where we're at there. We'll see how busy the the rest of the week here is going to be. But I look forward to racing with you guys in this great league. Hopefully, more guys join up here, and we continue these fantastic close racing.
Well, congratulations, Ian, and good luck next week. Have a good one.
Thank you very much. Take care, guys.
Well, I think that's it here. These guys are a lap down, so yeah, that's going to do it. So, Ian Jolicoeur, your big race winner. I gotta be honest, I didn't really expect that tonight. I know he didn't have much time, but that's Ian. He shows up race night and is always battling for a win. It's kind of annoying if you're one of these guys who put in a ton of time like myself. He just shows up and bang, he's right there winning. Especially at a track like this.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, he's very skilled, so that helps. But obviously, he didn't have weight actually relative to some of the guys around him, and that's not gonna. Some of the guys are saying that the weight actually did kind of play a role at this track, so maybe that had helped a little bit too. But I think also, to his own admission, he felt like he got a little lucky also. So you put it all together, get a little lucky, and put in a great drive, and be a great driver in general. Those types of wins are going to happen. The upshot really is that for the French connection, Ian Jolicoeur and Philippe Simard, it was a big night. They're going to pick up a nice chunk of points on front runner podium hunters tonight. So no harm, no foul. A great run from Wathen, going to cap off that top 5. So good for him. DeGraw did come back to a nice finish, and a pretty shocking result for Parsons. But that's why you run him, Al, to see what happens, and can't wait to do it again next week.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here tonight. We are going to be back next week, next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern from Mosport. and should be an interesting run there in these cars. And until then, Jake and Jack will have your call for the GT race Thursday night at 9 from Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal. So look forward to that one. Until next week, thanks everybody for tuning in tonight, and hope to see you next week. Have a good night. Thanks, Brad.